What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Doom Goblin, and today I'm coming in with a really awesome gameplay along with a pretty entertaining story for you guys. The gameplay that I am bringing you guys today here on the Doom channel is the world's highest solo Gunstreak, brought to you guys by Doom Pain. It's on hard hat, and it's actually a PC gameplay, which is why, you'll notice the graphics are kind of like just everything looks like sharper. I don't really know how to put it. And I personally was a huge fan of this gameplay because normally I'm not really big on MW3. I don't like playing the game, and I'm not really huge on watching it, I guess. However, seeing it on PC is kind of like a refreshing change, I guess you could say, because the graphics are way better. Everything's like higher quality. Like, you could tell the resolution's higher. It's definitely 1080p, and it just looks really nice. So, I don't know. It is definitely a really awesome gameplay to watch all the way through, and I hope you guys will do that and watch this gameplay all the way through because it definitely deserves your guys' attention. Let's go for 500 likes on this commentary if you like it at the end of this video in honor of, just PC rape, I guess. I don't know how else to fucking put it. Just he smacked them up in this gameplay. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to dive right into the story. So the story that I have for you guys today is actually a story about the time where I almost got caught, in bed, if you catch my drift, with my ex by, pretty much her dad. Well, it would have been like more than one parent, but it was just her dad because he was the one who was like, I guess, closest to catching us in the act, as you'd say, because he didn't even know I was there. Like, he didn't even know I was at the house. But anyways, so excuse me, fuck this cold. But anyways, so basically how this all started out and how it got to that point. What happened was she was home alone for a while, right? Or at least she was supposed to be. So I was like, alright, well, it's gonna be badass. I'm gonna go slay some poon. I'm gonna dive in that shit, She's gonna be laying on the bed. I'm gonna fucking tackle her ass like a football player. Hit her with that linebacker shit. Just fucking smack her ass, and then just slide the ding-dong in there and just achieve victory, And that's how I thought it was gonna play out. So I came over, I was all happy, rang the doorbell. She opened the door and she let me in. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, we had the whole house to ourselves. We could fucking go and fuck on the play set in her backyard that her little brother uses. We could fuck on the swing set. We could fuck in the kitchen. I don't care. Like, we could climb on top of the TV and fuck on that if we could balance on it without knocking it over. I don't fucking know. We could do anything we wanted. So I was hyped as hell because she was never really home alone much. She had two brothers and her parents were like never out of the house. So her being like home alone and able to have me over was a pretty rare occurrence. So I was kind of hyped up. I was like, all right, well, this is going to be sick as hell. Here's the plan. We're going to fuck on the grand piano, and then I'm going to carry you over to the bathroom, and I'm going to put your head in the sink, and we're going to have sex that way. And, I was all these different ideas kind of flowing through my head. So I got there, and right off the bat, we just kind of like went upstairs to her room, and, shit played out. I think, you guys normally know how that plays out. Either way, the ding-dong ends up out and within the holes, if you catch my drift. I'm not going to get too detailed here. And everything was fine, we were kind of chilling out. I think, like, we were there for, I want to say, no longer than like 30 minutes, right? And we were just straight, going at it, hitting them with that bang, 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 just fucking, I don't know, fucking, I guess, I don't know how else to put it. And all of a sudden we heard her garage door open, and her bedroom was right above the garage. So she had the advantage of being able to hear the garage the best out of pretty much any location in the house, unless we're going to be, having sex up against the fucking garage door, I don't know. And she also had a window that overlooked the driveway. So she like puts her shirt back on and just kind of goes and peeks out the window and sees that her parents are pulling in along with like her whole family that they brought with. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm freaking out because I've never had to deal with this before. This has never been a situation that I've been put into, really. So I was like, all right, I gotta go to that fucking Splinter Cell Metal Gear Solid mode. I gotta fucking put a box over myself and just crouch through the house and hope they don't notice me, So she told me, like, my idea was, honestly, I was gonna jump out the window. I was just gonna fucking open the window and just jump, just fucking go. I don't care. I'm not dealing with that shit. I'm not getting the shit kicked out of me by your dad. Not today, boys. So my original plan, like I mentioned, I was gonna jump out the fucking window, and I was serious. Like, she thought I was kidding, but no, I'm jumping out this fucking window. Like, no, I'm not letting your dad catch me with my dong, 6 inches inside of you. Fuck no. I'm jumping out this fucking window, babe. I don't know what you're thinking. And I didn't end up doing that because if I did, then my legs would be fucking shattered. I don't know, maybe even worse. I don't know. My legs would have been just decimated by that. So basically, what she told me to do is to hide in her closet. And I'm like, that's the most fucking generic, god-awful, like, teenage High School Musical movie kind of spot ever. And she's like, whatever, just fucking hide there. So I was like, all right, whatever, I'll listen. I don't care, I guess it's a better option than risking my fucking ability to walk by just bolting out the window. So I went and I got in her closet and I just kind of sat there, and she left her room. I know that because there's like these little kind of like, it wasn't like a solid closet door. It was kind of like that one with the panels, and you could kind of like see through it, if you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm god awful at fucking describing things. So she, like, I was kind of watching, and she went out of her room, and she presumably went downstairs, and I heard like some talking, I heard some sort of yelling, like arguing or something. I don't know what the fuck was going on. But then about, like, I'm giving an estimate because I wasn't like using my phone or anything. I was literally like, this was fucking survival mode right here. I was ready. This was like some Bear Grylls shit I was on right here. I was sitting in her closet, you know, I was just kind of waiting, and eventually what felt like ages later, but it was probably like 10 minutes, you know, maybe not even that, she came back into the room, and at that point she came back in and she closed the door behind her, so I assumed that nobody was going to be in there. So I just opened the closet, and I was like, alright, well, what the fuck is going on? Like, what do I do? And she was like, I don't know how long you're gonna have to like hide there. And I'm like, alright, okay, boys, alright, this is a challenge, alright, I gotta fucking handle this. So I just kind of like sat there for a little bit, and I'm gonna, like, I did check my time at this point. I believe it was like 45 minutes that it went by when I finally was like, fuck it, I'm making my move. Because what happened was, basically, both of her parents were out in the backyard, and then her older brother, who hates me, he fucking hates my guts. I don't know, I guess he doesn't like the fact that I, you know, cock slapped his sister. I don't fucking know. He just, like, he's basically my arch nemesis in this. Like, it's like, you know, when you're fucking playing Splinter Cell, if you guys have ever played any of those stealth games, then the fucking boss turns the corner that right as you're walking down the corridor and you have nowhere else to hide and you're just fucking done. That's basically what it was, me trying to avoid him. So what happened was, I told her, I was like, alright, you know, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not trying to finish anymore. Nah, my dick went soft a long time ago. That shit went so soft it climbed back into my body like a fucking turtle in its shell, you know? Like, I was like, nope, I'm done. I was terrified. So what I did is I opened the door and I looked both ways before crossing. You know, I remember my little kindergarten / preschool rules, excuse me. And, you know, nobody was there. So it was clear to go, or at least I thought it was clear to go, and it kind of was in a sense. I don't really know how to put it. So basically, I looked both ways. There was nobody there. And she had the room that was also closest to the staircase, because their upstairs area really wasn't very big, but they had a damn big house. So I popped out the door, and I just kind of started walking down the stairs, like, really, like, I was creeping around, because I didn't know where her fucking older brother was, and her little brother, like, wasn't a concern. He's, like, fucking 3, and I don't even know if the kid knows how to fucking talk. I don't know, he's stupid either way, so he just kind of, like, be like, oh, there's some guy in our house, and his parents, and, you know, like, her parents would just fucking laugh it off and think he's stupid, and I don't fucking know. So I just kind of, like, crept down the staircase, and then right when you got to, like, this little landing part of the staircase, like how it was basically laid out is you walk out of her door and then you turn left to go down the stairs, and it's pretty much like a completely open staircase that just leads to the middle of the house. But it's not like a straight down staircase. You get there and then there's this little like landing platform kind of thing. You can go two ways. Like once you get down to that platform thing, you can go right, which is towards like the kitchen and stuff in the backyard, which is where her parents were, or the left, which is basically the front door is like right there. So I was like, freedom. All right, boys, let's fucking rock it. Let's go. However, then I thought of something, excuse me, and I was like, well, shit, you know, how is she going to explain, like, someone opening the front door? No one fucking went to the front door. So I was just like, fuck it, that's her problem. I don't care anymore. We're never going to speak after this day. We're breaking up after this day. Fuck you, bitch. I don't care. No, I got my pussy. I'm done. So I just straight up turned left, and I was right at the front door, and I slid my shoes on because I kicked them off. I actually don't know how her parents didn't notice, like, an extra pair of shoes just sitting in their fucking doorway. I don't know. They didn't come in the front door, but, I mean, like, they still, like, probably walked by there, so I have zero clue. I guess I'm just lucky as hell, or they maybe didn't care. I don't know. I never actually interacted with their parents at that point. So I just straight up kicked my shoes on. I didn't even have them fully on. My, like, heels were hanging out the back, and my fucking socks were all raggedy and shit. I just opened the front door. I closed it really lightly behind me so they wouldn't hear me. I just fucking bolted. You guys have no idea. Like, I had to get a ride home because it was really far away from my house, so I couldn't walk home. This was like a walk that literally, if you guys like knew where my house was in comparison to hers, it wasn't a walk. It wasn't a walkable distance, and I don't have a bike because, I don't know, I haven't gotten one since like 3rd grade because I just don't fucking need it most of the time. So I pretty much, what I did is I walked over to the Wendy's that was like maybe a block or two away, and I just sat there and I called my mom, and I waited like half an hour for a ride, and it was the most terrifying thing ever because right as I left, as I was like running down the street still trying to get my fucking heels back in my shoes, I texted her and I was like, hey, you know, excuse me, what happened? Like, are you okay? Did they find out? Did they hear me? Did they say anything? And there was no reply for like 40 minutes. I was like, shit, I'm fucked, boys. This is the end. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna write my suicide note. I'm gonna take my life. I'm gonna go to heaven. I'm gonna live a good life. in heaven, or I guess live a good afterlife. I don't fucking know. And I pretty much thought I was fucked because I had really, really thought that I had been caught, and I wasn't. Thank God I wasn't. About like 45 minutes later, she texted me back, and she was like, no, they didn't say anything. And I was like, shit, where'd you go? I was nervous as fuck. And she was like, oh, well, I had to help out my parents do something. I don't fucking remember what she said. She had to do something with her parents. I don't fucking know. So, I mean, I was very lucky in this situation because, you know, that'd be awkward as fuck. You know, dad opens the door and I'm fucking like knee deep, balls deep in his fucking daughter, like, and I'm just kind of looking him in the eyes, and I'm like, homie, I'm fucking your daughter right now. And he's just kind of like looking at me, I guess giving me the fucking look of death. I don't know. While I'm just like fucking like, what do I stop during that situation? Like, do I just kind of like pull my pants up and leave, or what? Like, what would you do in that situation? I don't fucking know. Like, all right, that's a good question, actually. What would you guys do in that situation? Drop a comment sharing what you guys would do in the situation that I was put in. If, like, well, I wasn't actually put in that situation, but let's say, like, you're having sex with a girl and then, you know, her dad walks in. Like, what would you guys fucking do? Drop a comment sharing that. Also, don't forget to drop a like. Let's go for 500 likes in honor of a sick PC gameplay, the world's highest solo gun streak on MW3, smacking them up on hard hat, brought to you guys by Doom Pain. Check out myself and Pain in the description below. You know, I upload a lot more stories like this, and Pain's got them PC smacking them up, hitting them with that pop, you know, on PC, just smacking them, wrecking them, no remorse for these fuckers on PC. So definitely check out Pain and myself. Once again, 500 likes, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this story, and once again, drop a comment on the topic that I mentioned earlier. I don't have enough time to say it all. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.